Hey everyone, I'm Tori and I'm here to share with you a little bit more about what my Nude intuitive portraits are about and how you can get involved if you're interested. So the Nude portrait started very organically when I was about, my early 20s. I had dropped out of art school, I went traveling for a long time, and then I decided to go to fashion school. And I was fortunate enough to get accepted into FIT in Manhattan, where I moved at the age of 20. And it was a fantastic experience. I'm more than happy to share what that life was like living in New York. But on the flip side, I also got really sick with an eating disorder. So I was very ill with anorexia and bulimia, and I made the decision to come home and heal. And part of my healing process, besides just speaking with a counselor, was also reconnecting with my artwork. The psychiatrist that I was working with at the time encouraged me to try art therapy, which was something I was very drawn to because my whole life had surrounded around art up until I was in fashion school, and even still that was very artistic. And so I decided to pick up my paintbrush again and start painting. And it just became one of those things where all of a sudden everything fell into place for me. I had the first time in my life I was able to relax in my body. I would close the door and start painting, and I would fall asleep without even realizing it, except for waking up with a brush in hand, and it had been hours. So my body was giving it space and time to heal, which is something I'm so encouraging about in this day and age, is having art as an outlet for anyone struggling with anxiety or depression or just stress. It just creates an outlet where we can express ourselves, where words and actions don't necessarily equate to how we feel. There's an unspoken truth about creating with art. And so one of my friends came over one day and she found a whole bunch of my canvases under my bed. And I was like super embarrassed. And I was like, don't pull those out, don't pull those. There's like cobwebs and shit. And she was like, these are beautiful, you should have an art show. And I reluctantly agreed because at this point I was trying to pay back the debt I had borrowed to go to school in New York. And I had a show. It was actually at the Lululemon Park Royal location in West Vancouver in BC, Canada, where I was working at the time, and they were so gracious to give me such amazing opportunities there. And when I first walked into my art exhibit, I noticed that my nude paintings were selling like hotcakes. So there wasn't really an intent besides just sharing my artwork, and the nude portraits sold immediately. And this is when people started to ask me if I would draw them nude. And I was really hesitant at first. Talk to any of my very first clients, they will tell you all about it. But it started the ball rolling for me with intuitive nude portraits. The intuitive side came a little bit later when I developed my intuition a little bit more, and I was able to deliver messages and help people remove any blocks in their body energetically to create a really profound experience with long-lasting impact on their life and health and mental well-being. And so once I started getting the ball rolling with this and the intuitive nude portraits came together, I would sit down with my clients for about 20 minutes. We would read cards, I would scan their body for some energy, and I would share messages and help them set an intention for the session. We would then move into our portrait series, which is all done on paper with a charcoal, and I get them to pose for me. Nude, of course, no clothing at all. And I'm drawing and capturing their body, but not just necessarily their body. I'm capturing the expression of each pose, the energy they're holding in their bodies, the conversations that we're carrying, who they are before they walked in to the session to who they are becoming as they leave, as they literally metaphorically undress their clothes. They're also taking off the baggage so that you can be seen. I have done men, I have done women, I have done couples, I have done non-binary, fluid gender as well. And I just know that this is such a beautiful way for people to accept their bodies and be present with who they are. By taking away the mask we carry on a day-to-day basis, we're finally able to accept ourselves. And it takes so long for us to stop fighting who we are and being critical and judgmental of our thoughts or our emotions. But if we were to just accept ourselves for just a little moment, we will find ease and flow in our lives. And this is why I created this portrait series. So I really was naturally drawn to figure drawing. When I was in art school before I dropped out, I was very good. I'm not just saying that. I was always the example in class of how to find a style very quickly with figure drawing, because it's really a fast movement, right? You have a few seconds to capture a pose, sometimes minutes, sometimes an hour. But I was really drawn to like the fast, like the few second poses. And for some reason, it was just so natural for me to capture the figure in a pose like that. And so I never really stopped. Like, I always went to drop-in art classes at Emily Carr at the local universities, even in New York when I was there. It was just something that was like really natural for me to take my mind away and just focus on the model and the classroom. And I found when I was there that I was so nervous to interact with the model because I was so uncomfortable in my own skin. So eventually it really helped me heal my own body image by being able to provide these sessions for individuals. Now with COVID, we're not really hosting them in person, but they're all done online, and it's all done with confidentiality. We can sign an agreement if that's something that you are interested in, you're feeling more comfortable with, but it's all for your greater good. The only thing I get out of this is watching you blossom, seriously, into the person you're meant to be. So I hope this video provides you with some ideas or what to expect. If you have any questions, comment below. I'd love to hear from you and what your thoughts are. If you're interested in doing a nude portrait, make sure you reach out to me or subscribe to this email and comment below. And I look forward to talking to you again soon. Okay, bye.